This theory is about why some groups cannot express themselves freely. Society language is created by the dominant group. The dominant group language reflects their experience and value. Marginalized group must use the same language to be understood. Because of this, their experiences are often limited or misunderstood. This situation is called muteness. Muteness means there are barriers in communication, not silent. Using inclusive and gender-neutral language helps reduce this problem. This goal is fair and equal communication for everyone. Muted group theory was introduced by Edwin Adrena in the 1970s and later developed by Cheris Kramare in the field of communication study.
History muted group theory. Muted group theory was introduced by Edwin Adrena in the 1970s. It explains how dominant groups control language and communication, making it difficult for marginalized or subordinate groups to express their experience. The theory was later developed by Cheris Kramare, especially in gender and communication studies.
Mute group theory explains how language reflects power. In this section, I will explain 5 elements that show how dominant group shape communication and how subordinate groups are silent. The first element is dominant group construct language. This means that those in power create the language system, so it reflects their worldview. For example, in many workplace, management use terms like KPIs or ROI that may not represent the daily experience or regular staff. The second element is subordinate group must assimilate. Marginalized group must adopt the dominant language to be heard. For example, international students often have to use English in class, even if their ideas are clear in their native language. The third element is muteness. This means subordinate words are silent or misunderstood. For example, in meeting, junior staff may share ideas, but they are ignored until repeated by senior staff. The fourth element is language as power. Language is not natural. It is a tool of control. For example, legal documents use complex terms that give lawyers more authority, while ordinary people struggle to understand them. The fifth element is translation and distortion. Subordinate groups must translate their experience into dominant language, which change the meaning. For example, cultural practice may be explained in majority terms, lose their original value.
Next is how to apply muted group theory at the individual. First, we have communication awareness. Muted group theory shows that language is shaped by dominant groups. This makes it easier for some people to speak while others feel ignored. Next, we have self-reflection. The theory helps people understand how their background affects their confidence. It reminds them that being unheard is not always their fault. Furthermore, we have speech adjustment. Many people change or hide their opinions to avoid conflict or judgment. This happens because of social pressure, not weaknesses. In addition, we have code switching. People change how they speak depending on who they talk to. This helps them fit in, but they should also stay honest. And lastly, experience validation. Some feelings are hard to explain because the right words do not exist. The theory encourages using stories or safe space to share experiences.
I will explain how we can apply muted group theory in group communication through equal participation, supporting muted members, and active listening. First, we should encourage equal participation in group discussion. Often only few members dominate conversations while others stay quiet. This does not mean they have no ideas. By giving everyone a chance to speak and avoiding decisions being controlled by only a few voices, group discussions become more fair and inclusive. Next, it is important to support muted members. These are members whose ideas are often overlooked. We can encourage them to speak and support their ideas when they do. Showing respect and understanding help build their confidence and makes them feel valued in the group. Lastly, we must practice active listening. This means listening without interrupting and appreciating all ideas, not only the popular ones. When everyone feels heard, communications become more open and effective.
This shows how muted group theory applies in organization. First, on the left, we can see unequal voice in organization in many workplace, senior staff usually dominate meetings while junior and minority employees stay silent. Their ideas are often ignored, not because they are not good, but because they have less power. To solve this, organization should give everyone a chance to speak and actively or encourage participation during meetings. Next, at the bottom, we have dominant language and jargon. Many organizations use corporate or technical language that not all employees are comfortable with. This makes some employees struggle to express their ideas clearly. As a solution, organizations should use a clear and simple language and provide multiple communication channels so everyone can share their ideas comfortably. Finally, on the right, we can see inclusion from decision making. When decisions are made only by top management, the voices of junior and minority employees are ignored. This can lead to unfair or ineffective decisions. To address this issue, organizations should include employees from all levels and increase diversity in leadership. Overall, this slide shows that by improving communication or including different voices, organization can reduce inequality and create a more inclusive workplace.
In conclusion, muted group theory helps us understand that communication is not always equal or fair. Silence does not mean a lack of idea, but often reflect power differences within society. Language and communication systems are usually shaped by dominant group, making it harder for marginalized voice and to be heard. This theory helps remind us that true communication is not just about speaking, but about being understood and respected. By recognizing muted voice and practice inclusive communication, we can create more balanced, respectful, and inclusive environment for everyone.